The year 2020 has been absolutely manic for everyone. And honestly, the one thing out of this is you need to be there for other people. Whatever they're going through, you need to be showing your support, you need to be showing that you care. During this past year, it's now July, in the 7 months of this year, for me it's been difficult. I have gained friends, then lost friends, not by like passing away or anything, but I've lost friends due to their actions and the way that they've been acting. I've removed myself from quite a lot of things because I do not want to be involved in it, and honestly it makes you realise what is the right thing to do. I always wanted to have people to be beside me when I was struggling. I always wanted people to just message me to see if I was okay, especially if they knew what my problems were. So as everyone knows, I have mental health issues. When I talk about having a bad day or a bad week, the one thing that would be nice is just to be asked if I'm okay. I know it sounds selfish, but when you are feeling alone, isolated, you just want somebody to be there for you. Luckily, I have a few friends that have been keeping in check with me, and they do know who they are, and I am forever grateful for them. But others that are supposed to be friends haven't done that. They've made the situation worse. They haven't put any thought into what they are saying or how they are acting. They are being insensitive, and they are just being basically not a friend. And it took me a bit of time to actually do this video because I thought I made friends in the YouTube community when I clearly didn't. And when you are using certain topics, certain names and things for views, I want none of that. To me, that is just a ploy to get clicks and views, and it is not creative at all. And it has happened with many of the people that I have been friends with or subscribed to, and I just don't want it anymore. YouTube is a place for creating things. It is a creative platform to create content that you enjoy making, and that's it. My channel, obviously, when it came to like Halloween, the Halloween parties at Disney, obviously I shared my views in regards to it because I was out there at the time when the coronavirus was going on. Same with the closure, park closure and park reopening. Same thing, because it affected me, because I was there when it closed, and I was constantly worrying whether or not it's going to be reopening when I was out there. But now, because I'm back home in the UK, it is not relevant to me if the parks are open or closed, if there's parties going on or not. It is not relevant to me. The reason I was talking about the Halloween party is because we were planning to go back out in October. That's the only reason I spoke about it. If it is relevant to me, I will talk about it, but I will not talk about stuff if it isn't relevant to me. If it's not relevant to me, if it's not relevant to my channel, I will not talk about it. If you say you're a certain channel, you're a certain channel. You cannot start doing different things on it if it's nothing to do with the channel and what you've portrayed yourself to be. So if you do travel, your videos are travel. If it's lifestyle, it's lifestyle videos. It goes on and on. You cannot just all of a sudden, because something becomes popular, you cannot just all of a sudden just change it so you can just get views of it. To me, that is just really crappy, and you should not be doing it. It is not about the views. It is not about getting monetized. It is not about that. It is about creating your own content and being able to say, I've done this for myself. I love the video. I hope other people enjoy it and can share it too. That's it. a few weeks ago I done a video in regards to obviously the parks opening up with the masks and stuff, and I went on like a thing about Halloween Horror, no, not Halloween Horror Nights, Mickey's Not So Scary being cancelled, and visors and masks and stuff, and yeah, it was a rant, it went on a tangent, and to be honest, it needed to be said, it needed to be discussed, because I commented and spoke about it then as well, because I was experiencing some of the stuff, because when I was out there obviously I wore masks and stuff, and then I started to talk about someone with a disability having to wear masks and stuff and how they were going to handle it. The reason I done that is because I've got experience working with somebody or living with somebody that has got a disability, and it was to share my views and opinions on what they could have done to make things a lot easier for people that have got needs. But even then, as soon as I've done that video, that was it. I went back to doing my old stuff, because it is not for my channel. It is not relevant in the slightest. If you are a certain channel, you need to be keeping to that. If you want to change it, you have to just change the way you're portraying your whole channel in a whole, because you are no longer just being one thing, you're being a whole variety of things. You can't be just doing one thing here and there, because it's just attention seeking. And I don't usually do videos like this, and the only reason that I am doing it is because of I started doing a series last year, I think it was, in regards to doing Let's Talk, which was about talking about mental health and everything, but in regards to stuff that is also affecting you whilst you're in the parks at Disney. And it's also a thing close to my heart that I thought needed to be discussed from somebody who has had severe issues in the past with medical conditions, which I'm not going into detail about in this video, but I approach things differently in videos. Some other people are just being very insensitive, especially if they know people that have experienced issues and problems and stuff, and decide to talk about it like they know how people feel when they have no idea on how it affects others. All I ask for people is to just be nice. Stick by the people if you're going to promise to stick by them. Don't drop them at the drop of the hat. You don't. It has mentally and physically drained me, losing friends who cannot be bothered to be friends when I'm the person that's trying my hardest to keep things all together, and they can't be bothered to do it as well. They only want to be friends when they want to be friends. Being a friend is when you're there for somebody 24/7. You make sure that they're okay. You are simply just asking how their day's been. You are asking how they are, if they've eaten, if they've had something to drink, if they've taken their medication. Or even if it's just how their day was at work, if they was at work. But when things are like this, you need to have somebody that is constantly there just for support. And if you're a person that has decided to stop talking to somebody for no reason, or just distanced yourself, you need to think of how the other person is feeling. It is not fair on them. If you have not given them a reason and just ghosted them until you want something or want to just do something ridiculous, it's absurd. You need to realise that your actions affect others. The only time I'd say to drop people completely is if they have negatively affected you, and that is the only time. But apart from that, have the balls to actually say something to somebody if you want them to be your friend still. Have the balls to say something if you want them to be around you still. Because people like myself notice when things change, and when things change, things start playing in your head. So human decency is just to be honest, and if you do not want to be friends with them anymore, you just go and explain why you do not think you're in a healthy friendship, healthy relationship. You need to be just giving them a bit of closure. But as I said before, it is not necessary if this person has done something very bad or negatively to you and has done something very bad and it's impacted you. When it's that, you can literally just go, nope, not having it, and then just cut all contact. But people need to just realise that there is a lot of stuff going on at the moment. There is people that are struggling. I know one of my friends, bless her, she's struggling greatly, and I'm trying my hardest, even though I've got problems going on, I'm trying my hardest to be there for her and her family. And she might watch this video, and honestly I just wish the best for her, because I've been in that situation, and although it isn't her directly, it's a family member very, very close, and honestly she's got my well wishes and prayers and just everything, especially with what's going on. It's hard hitting, because I was in the same situation several years back. So you need to be there for other people, because you don't know what they're going through. It's just one simple thing, and that is just be kind, be thoughtful, and be a little bit, I don't know, just be less selfish. And just remember that there is other people going through stuff, and it is not just you. And I realised that, and some other people need to realise that you need to be there for others, even if you have your own problems. You need to remember that the world doesn't revolve around you, and you need to be there to support and to talk to others just like they should be there for you. And if your own worry is just focusing on yourself and self-pity, then you need to snap out of it, because there is so many people losing people every single day, and you need to remember that even if it's just a mental health thing, you need to just remember you could have it off worse. Like, that is a mental thing. There's things that are going on that are physical and medically, like, urgent, that are going on too. And there's people losing people every single day that they never thought they would lose so soon. So you need to be thinking of them people instead of just thinking of yourselves. So with the people that have decided to just drop me, fair enough. It doesn't bother me as much as it did when it first happened, but don't start talking to me again thinking that you can just start conversations out of the blue like nothing's happened. Because when I've been there for you, you'd kind of want the same back. That's what you do. It's a two-way street. You'd want the same thing back. But especially when somebody needs you the most and you're not there, and you can actually, you know that they are not okay, and not to say anything, it's just showing how much of a person you are, and honestly it's sad. So to leave it on this note, all I'm going to say is just be kind, don't be selfish, and focus on others.